Welcome, everyone. We'll have a wonderful retreat session this time together. And this will be the first of perhaps 12 or 14 lessons. So we'll have a lot. Only one lesson for you, though. Yeah. So we'll begin a little talk from our workbook. Yeah. And let's open this page. So these are some characters of the development of the concept of qi. Oh, they've seen before. Yeah. I think she's maybe 15, I don't know, over 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, they're a long time.
Okay.
How many years you studied? 2 or 3? Yeah. They had maybe 10 times this lecture. Yeah. But looking at the characters is can help us a lot in some basic understanding this concept of energy. And so that's an interesting starting point. So one of my important teachers in China, when I first started to study with him, he was using English language because it's my native language. And he would use the term vita vapor. And we are cultivating the vita vapor. And I was being polite, so I didn't really get what he was referring to. And then finally, after a few years, I was like, what is vita vapor? Like, what is this? He said, oh, it's qi. And I said, oh, you don't translate that as energy? He said, no. And I said, why vita? He said, oh, like a vitamin, nutritious. So nutritious vapor was his understanding of this, what we would call qi as energy. And I think it's such an important concept because, we can't eat electricity, or even electricity is something can harm us, for example. But even if we look at this character, the bottom radical here is rice, and then this top part means a vapor. Yeah. And when you really do cultivate your energies, it's nourishing, it rejuvenates the body, or you have more feeling of vitality, same as you eat very good foods, for example. So really, when we cultivate the chi energy, there's this nourishing and revitalizing quality. Yeah. So and when you feel it, it feels vapor-like in the body. That's when it comes from your dantian, you can feel like some warm steam or something like this rises in the body. And so that's this kind of concept. But the first way that they wrote the character for Qi was 3 lines. And this symbolized the universe, the human being, and earth, the 3 treasures. And that these 3 things were the Qi energy, but it's almost more like a spiritual concept. So like the great Tao gave birth to the universe, the great Tao gave birth to humans, the great Tao gave birth to the earth. And these 3 things are like the 3 treasures from the Tao. The Tao gives birth to these 3 things. So that the ancients wrote the concept like this, but the counting, the number 3 almost looks exactly the same. So there was confusion in the writing. So then they changed to just add a little hook to show the difference. And then this last 3rd character, this really is like a vapor. And so at that time, maybe they were living in the mountains and they saw the mist and the fog in the air, and they're like, oh, this is the chi energy. And then the last more common contemporary writing is vapor and the radical for rice. So rice means nutrition or something really life. Rice gives us life in Japan or China. That's our main food. So the life-giving or the nutritious vapor. Now it's not so readily known, but this other character here, the Taoists also used, so the pronunciation is the same, qi and qi. But here, there's two radicals. So the bottom radical means fire. And this top means absence or emptiness. So like an empty fire. And so this is a concept that when we practice, we want to cultivate the empty mind. We're not thinking. So we concentrate our dantian, or we concentrate the shape of our body, concentrate our breathing, and then the thought becomes absence. So in Japan, they use this concept, they say mushin, and Chinese say wushin, almost similar sound. This means the emptiness of mind or no mind. It means absence of thought. And so this also would be like a present moment consciousness, present moment awareness. And so the Taoists write one quality of qi like this, so that giving us the teaching when you're absence of fire or emptiness of fire, which means stillness of mind, there's an energy that will arise out of that stillness. The stillness gives birth to motion. And so this is a concept of pre-heaven and post-heaven, or before birth and after birth. So the afterbirth energy is from breathing and food. And the pre-birth energy comes when we can concentrate and have this stillness of mind. So in the maybe Indian terminology, sometimes they have I pronounce wrong, dhyana, I think. Is that the right term? Dhyana? And samadhi, these kind of terms. This is referring a similar concept. So there's some concentration, and then the object of concentration and the mind combine, and there's stillness there's no movement of thought, this kind of a concentrated state. And when you're in that concentrated state within the dantian center, then a special energy is born. And so then the Taoists call that the pre-heavenly energy or the pre-birth energies. And that's, for Taoist practice, is a real strong focus. They want to reach that kind of energy because they have the aim for spiritual development or spiritual consciousness. Where some other kinds of Qigong practice, maybe they do a lot of physical breathing or they develop body power. So then that's after heaven or after birth energies. And that's a big differentiation. Yeah, so that's some concept. And then in this text here, you can read, it just talks about qi later on the train. Then the other, I think the key, if we were to simplify Taoist practice, because we'll do a lot of different movements, stretches, breathing, all kinds of stuff during this week together. And if we were to simplify Taoist practice, the simplification is simply abiding by the dantian. That's it. That's returning to the dantian center and embracing the dantian center and abiding by, staying with the dantian center. That's it. That's the practice. Nothing else. And so the dantian is a very profound center in the body. In understanding the dantian, we can differentiate three types. So we have a physical dantian, an energetic dantian, and a mysterious dantian. So the physical dantian, this is when we, for example, walk, where we're walking, or even now we're sitting. It's not conscious, but we have an experience with the gravity. Or balance, for example, when you're walking, the body is balanced. 3 fingers below the navel in the center of the body. This is actually the center point where we're connecting and sensing gravity and balancing our body. Or like a gymnast, how a gymnast flips, they're centered here and using this as a balance point. And so same thing when we move or practice, we move from this place, we balance from this place. And this is our physical center, the physical dantian. The second quality is called an energetic dantian. So this is a field of energy, and that has to be practiced and developed. And so as the mind concentrates to this area more, the mind creates a stable field. And so sometimes we'll use the term yin and yang. So we can call this a yin field. Yeah. Or maybe even think we create our own gravity within the body through the embracing of the mind. And because there's this yin field, yang energy can be contained or reside within that field. And so we use that this term embrace, so the mind learns to reside and embrace this area of the body. And then that creates a field, which we can call a yin vessel or a yin field. The yin field enables the cultivation of the energy in the body. And then again, that's a reference, this idea, if you're overthinking, that's absence of concentration. And so then that character, the absence of fire, the Taoists are giving us the hint of how to do that. The third quality of the dantian we call like the mysterious dantian. This is something arises over long-term practice, and this is you lose the egoic identification, or you lose the identification with the body, and you start to experience the union with nature or union with all things. And this becomes some kind of spiritual portal or something very mysterious when you're focusing to this center, and something very vast, not limited within the domain of the physical body. And then the important thing is that kind of spiritual state or the mysterious dantian arises naturally from correct practice. So you practice at the physical dantian level, you practice to cultivate the energetic dantian. This is doing. The mysterious dantian arises from non-doing. It arises naturally. So that's the most important thing in the learning, is there's some aspects of doing, other aspects of non-doing. And non-doing allows the nature to have its effect upon us. If we're only doing, and even we get obsessed with gaining something, this becomes an egoic quality. We're using the self-identification and the ego, and that's very limited in the development. So yeah, so that's some concept. So today in the practice, we'll be doing movements and breath work and stretching, but over time, try to have a sense, for example, that a movement begins here, not in your, maybe we raise the hands up, and we can put the mind strongly in the hand, but have the sense the movement begins from here. So from here, rises up, from here to here. Maybe the hand comes down from here, comes back down to the dant. So this is called the root. This is called the end. So we want to experience moving from the root to the end. Then from the end, we come back to the root. This creates a kinetic wave in the body. We have a beginning, an end, and then the end comes back to the beginning. And we start to feel wave-like qualities in our motion. And this is the beginning and the ending of the motion. And later, as we have more sense of this place in the body, we can feel the breathing is drawn and cultivated in this place also. So yeah. So this is the beginning, the middle, and the end of practice is simply the dantian. Okay. So in today's beginning, we'll practice This is we call our water element meridian stretching. So this is a basic floor exercise we do. And we're concentrating to stretch this back line of the leg and this middle line of the leg. So this is yin, this is yang. We open up the front of the body and we open up the spine. So we'll begin by simply lifting up, inhaling, lengthen the spine, exhale, draw the hands to the crown of the head. Look at the hands, relax the spine. Inhale up, exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen the spine and coming down. So then we can practice what we talked about. So beginning, inhale to your dantian in the abdomen, then inhale. And this expands from the dantian up the spine, through the arms into the palms. Then from the palms, exhale, this comes down, back down into the body, sinking all the way back down into your abdomen. So from the root of the dantian, expands out into the hands. Then from the hands, comes back down into the dantian. So from the root to the end, from the end back to the root. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. In. Breathing out. Another important concept is continuous motion. So when we reach, we push, 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 push. We don't stop. We change down, 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 down. We don't stop. We push, 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 push. There's a continuous motion. No stopping and no starting. Inhale now. Exhale, lower the hands down. Separate. Gently push to the feet. We inhale back, open the chest. Exhale, push to the feet. So we're stretching, but also feel the lengthening of the tendons and the relaxation of the muscles. So in Taoist practice, we want to loosen the body through relaxation, not really hard sports-like stretching. So mind is more important than the physical. We use the mind to consciously release the stored tension in the muscles. And we want to feel the tendon is lengthening and the bones are also opening. So we open all the joint spaces in the body. Inhale, open. Exhale. Breathing in. Now grasping. Rotate And if you can, lengthen the tendon and push the heel forward. And then relax and open the knee. So you're rotating the knee through bending. Straighten and lift. Lift the head and spine up as you come. This is up and down. Rotating. So using the hands to rotate. Now opposite direction. All the legs back. We'll massage the kidney one point, Yongshan bubbling spring. So to find the point, you squeeze the toes and feel the indentation in the ball of the foot. Then press in with the thumbs and then circling back and opening this point. Relaxing the mind and heart. Engage in deep breathing. Release all stress and tension. Nurturing yourself with your breath. Preparing to practice. Releasing all worry and concern. Have a very gentle, nurturing feeling for yourself. Nurturing, rejuvenating, and healing the body. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. In opposite direction. And pressing into the point and releasing. Be sure not to hold your breath. Continue deep and slow breathing as you press. And now take the hands, place the hands to the knees. Beginning with your left hand, push, inhale, look up. Exhale, reach forward, push, inhale. Exhale, reach forward, pushing, relaxing, pushing, and relaxing. And breathing out. Breathing. Slowly come up. Take your hand on the outside and place on the knee. Push and draw back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen your tendons. Open up your hip. Open up the knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And both hands grab the heel. Circle. All good. Circle. Sit light. Breathe in. Breathe out. And grab heel. Circle. And first posture for seated is your heel comes to the perineal muscle and the other heel aligns. So your navel forms the center line. And you're sometimes good to use some cushion to raise the hip. So your hip can be a little higher than the knee. Then we'll practice the one meridian stretching for your lung meridian. So the lung meridian runs in relationship between the index and thumb finger and the inside of the arm here. So in the 12 meridians, usually we open the lung meridian is first to open, and the lung helps to produce the energy from the breathing. And so this kind of practice is called transforming the tendon. So we really want to have some sense. We relax the muscles in the movement, and we feel the lengthening of the fascia and the lengthening of the tendons. So we'll begin with the hands. Place the palms over each other. Tune into the breathing. Then inhale, rotate. Exhale, push. Inhale, rotate. Exhale. Relax. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen the tendon, stretch into the palms and the fingers, and your rear hand also open the palm. And relax. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Circle. Exhale. Inhale, circle. Exhale. Inhale, circle. Exhale. Inhale. 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 Exhale. Lengthen. Relax. Be sure not to lock your elbow. Keep a little slight circularity. The elbow is not locked or hyperextended. The head is suspended above as if held by a string. Teeth lightly touch, tongue pressing to the hard palate of the mouth. Breathing in and out gently through the nose. Exhale, push. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale, push. Inhale. Exhale, push. Inhale. Circle. Inhale. You bring the hands together. Concentrate on the breathing. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale. exhale. Breathing out. Now exhale, lower the hand, thumb and small finger touch, as if holding a ball between the two palms. Have awareness of your Dantian center. Interlace the hands, touch the thumb and the small fingers together. Open up the base of your palm, stretching the palm. Begin circling over either knee as if tracing a figure eight, moving from your waist, moving the waist, moving the intercostal muscles, continuously breathing. Feel the opening of the lower back. Leading with the waist, the hands follow. The waist moves first. The waist is the leader. So if we look at the metaphor of a flagpole, the flag moves based upon the stability of the pole. So here the waist is the pole. The hands are like the flag. So the waist has to move or rotate first. Now press the palms forward. Begin circling vertically. Slowly coming up at the level of your solar plexus, the level of your heart center, the level of your throat center, the level of the eyebrow center. Now at the crown center, press up to the sky, tracing the figure eight, moving your waist, moving the intercostal muscles. Now come back down, the eyebrow center, the throat center, circling to either side. Now the chest. Now the solar plexus. Now the stomach. Now pressing to the earth, big circles, facing a figure eight, moving first from the waist. Waist moves first. Now pressing out, level of your stomach, solar plexus. So going to either side at the 45-degree angle, up, 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 throat center, up, 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 eyebrow center, up, up, up. Press up to your crown, moving your intercostal muscles up and down, opening and closing the intercostals, moving your waist, lengthening the spine. Continue breathing continuously and deeply. On down to the forehead, eyebrow center, throat center. Heart center, solar plexus center, abdominal center, root center, big circle. Continuous breathing, moving the waist. Now, abdominal center, solar plexus, heart center, throat center, eyebrow center, crown center. Push up, move from the intercostal muscles, moving the waist. Now back down, eyebrow center, throat center, chest center, solar plexus center, abdominal center, and root center, big circles, moving your waist. Separate the hands and one hand down, stretch, other hand relax. Moving your intercostals, opening and closing the space in the ribs. So open intercostals, the other side closes. Press the palm, stretch the palm. When you come down, relax the palm when you come up. And through this movement, you can feel the massaging of the organs, massaging of the kidney, and the bending to the right and left of the spine, rotating the shoulder, all aspects moving holistically as one unit. Inhale up, exhale. Extend the spine, lift the perineal muscle, relax. Inhale, exhale. Lift the perineal muscle, lengthen the spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Rotate, opening the space under the arms, extending the spine up, opening the palms, feeling and aware of the alignment between the crown of the head, the palms of the hands, and the sky. Breathing in. Now let's raise the hands. Inhale up. Exhale. Coming down. Inhale, circle up. Opening. Exhale, push to your dantian. Inhale to the solar plexus. Exhale, sink to the dantian. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing in. Inhale, open, stretch. Exhale, gather, creating a circular shape. Lower your thumbs to open the webbing between the index finger and the thumb. Allow the middle fingers to align and face each other. Center of the palms point to the center of your chest. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the spine. Focus to cultivate the breathing in the Dantian center. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Inhale up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale up. Exhale, sinking to the dantian. Gather the thumbs together. Concentrate breathing to the dantian center, tuning and refining the breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, breathing out. Now, open the hands, place the hands to the knees, extend the left leg out. Looking at the big toe, relax your body, take a few breaths, and cupping the hands, begin massaging inside and outside of the leg. Inhale as you come back, exhale, coming forward. Leading with your waist, breathing in, breathing out. In, grasping, place the palm, center, ball of the foot, lengthening, drawing back. Rear hand, extending the spine up. Lengthening your tendons, relaxing the muscles, cultivating and tuning the breath. Release, come back to the knee. Take a few centering breaths. Relax your body. Now place the hand to the knee and the ankle, pressing up. Inhale, rotating down. Exhale. Pressing, lengthening the spine, circling the head. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Back to center. Take a few breaths. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Draw the leg back. Place the hand in the hip crease, lengthen the spine up. Moving from the waist, massaging into the hip crease. Inhale back, exhale forward. Warming up the hip crease. Moving from the waist, lengthen the spine as you go back. Relax the spine as you come forward. Breathing in, Breathing out. Now coming down, grasp the heel and the ankle. Circling the body forward, inhale. Coming back, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Push the hands to the knees again, pushing. Breathing in, breathing out. Massaging down, grasp the feet. Inhale from the sacral bone of the spine. Lengthen the spine, stretch the head like a turtle. Exhaling down, drawing the head in like a turtle. Come back, bowing your spine, rolling up your spine. Inhale, exhale, stretch down like a turtle. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Exhale. Pull your up. Exhale. Release. Place the palms forward. Lengthen the head forward. I'm going to keep the spine lengthened and allow the floor to support you. Relax all the muscles. Tuning and balancing the breathing. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Slowly come up. Grasp the ankle, the outside leg, extend, resting the hands on the knees. Take a few centering breaths. Relax the body. Let your eyes look at the big toe. Cupping the hand, exhale down. Inhale up, moving from the waist. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. In, breathe out. Upping the ball of the foot, pressing with the rear hand, lengthen your spine up. Pull your foot forward, relax the muscles, lengthen the tendons, refine and tuning the breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, breathing out. Now touching the ankle and the knee. Inhale and exhale. So circling, push, lift up, inhale, circle, come down, exhale. Breathing in, up, breathing out, come down. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. In, breathing out. Breathing in. Back to the center. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Draw the front leg back. Place the hand in the hip crease, lengthen the spine. Massaging the hip crease, warming up the hip crease. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing. Massage down, grasping the ankle and the heel. Stretching back, coming forward. Exhale as you go down. Inhale, coming up. the rear leg back to the front. Aligning your heels with the center line. Joining the thumbs together. Opening the space under the arms, lengthening the spine. Allowing your heart and mind to embrace the lower Dantian center. Allow the breath to follow the direction of the mind. Breathing in, nurture the inner energies in the Dantian center. Returning to a natural stillness. Gathering your energies. Resting in the profound empty space of your lower Dantian. Good job. Let's a little loosen your body before we finish. Massaging around your knees. Loosen. Soft, lengthen your spine. Relaxing down. Warm up your lower back. Rubbing up and down, bring warmth into the lower back. Slightly open the legs. Massage down into the feet. Warming up the feet. And up your legs. Massaging around the knees. I'm tapping below the knees. Circle the ankles. Loosen up. Move the hands. Tap the base of the toe together. Getting a good stimulation to the nervous system. Down and back. Warming up the legs, stimulating the feet. Now place the hands at the hip, draw the feet up, lifting up and circling, pushing out from the ball of the foot. Other side. And take a deep breath. Slowly exhale. Good job. You have some questions? Your first practice session with us.
Question. Many questions.
Okay, one.
One. When you feel the density in the air,
Don't pay attention to it at all. That's one of the big ways they call deviation. The deviation means you leave the practice instructions. So practicing has a theory and instructions to follow. Yeah. And so for example, one of the first, and like I said, the main, actually, if we simplify the practice, it's simply to have the mind embrace the Dantian center. That's it, nothing more. If your mind is observing a sensation, your mind is outside of your body. So you're actually, your mind is, you're in the thinking mind. You're not in, so aspect of mind concentration in Chinese is called yi. Yi means mind will concentration. But at that stage, it's directional. So for example, we experience we're here and we're trying to go down here. So that's a directional experience. Or in some exercises, maybe we could be here. Okay, concentrate the tip of the fingers. So we're going like this. So the training of the mind will concentration, the yi, in the beginning, we experience that as having a directional quality. So from up to down or from inside, like horizontal or vertical, for example. When the mind will concentration becomes refined, they call Jin Yi. Jin means a perfection or true mind will concentration, or perfected mind will concentration. That becomes unbroken concentration. It doesn't have movement, and it will reside in one place. So almost becomes like a tension, but it's not moving. So also there's no thought. Okay. So we can have generally they classify the sensation of chi energy as having 8 types. Okay. So for example, heat, that's a one type of sensation. Or tingling. Tingling is one type of sensation. Movement, one type of sensation. Expansiveness, one type of sensation. Heaviness or density, one type of sensation. So they classify itchiness. They have another term, it's Chinese, but feels like an insect crawling, either like usually on an energy center, you'll really feel like there's like a butterfly or something is like but it's actually just a sensation of qi. So they have these 8, they call the 8 sensations. So they teach that, but the teaching is when they arise, completely ignore it. Don't, because it's pull your mind away from practice. Then the other understanding of that is that qi energy is a force of nature and the universe. Or qi energy is the breath from Tao. So Tao emanates qi energy into giving life to all things. So we're trying to cultivate qi energy in practice. So we have to understand qi energy has a divine consciousness. We have human consciousness and human egoic nature, but qi energy is something divine and consciously intelligent. It's operating the whole universe in harmony. The qi energy is giving life to all things. The flower doesn't have to think how to open and bloom. That's and we don't interfere with the flowers blooming, right? We don't need to. It has an intelligence. And so that's our human egoic nature of, oh, I need to control this. I need to identify this. I need to interfere with this. Yeah. And some practice methods, they come from that stance. They cultivate some mental control. They try to control the qi energy. But actually, in those kind of practice methods, it's not actually cultivating qi energy. It's some human mental power, human mentalism, actually, not cultivating qi. But they mistaken the mental power as qi energy, but it's egoic based, so very limited. In this approach to practice, we train the single-minded mind concentration. We quiet the thinking mind. We transform the physical body. We open the energy meridians. That creates a vessel. That's a conditional state. And this vessel can embody the universal energy. So universal energy will filling that kind of vessel. And so in that path of cultivation, we understand, don't let the qi energy, if it wants to move, let it move. Don't bother it. The qi energy wants to become quiet, let it be quiet. Chi energy expands, let it expand. Chi energy becomes dense and thick, let it become dense and thick. So the chi energy will, if we allow it to reside within our body through practice, it will go through its own process of evolution. And then eventually, if we allow that process of evolution to happen in the body, all kinds of transformation happens within the physical, but also within the sphere of our wisdom, mind, and consciousness, and our heart nature also change. And so this is the Taoist practice have a concept of wu wei. Wu wei means non-doing. We don't do. But actually, another way to understand that is we're practicing, we're doing, but we don't have the idea to gain something. Okay. So if we have the idea, I want to feel the chi energy, or I'm going to experience something, or the chi energy arises and it's like, oh, what should I do with this? That's we have an idea to gain something, to get something, almost like a materialism consciousness. This wu wei, non-doing, is just a purely practice, no idea to gain anything at all. But really, when we practice like that, we gain something really great, and it gains something larger than ourselves. So that'll give you some idea. But generally, like in my own experience, because um, we, for Western people, we grow up with the education of we're only this body. So then something non-physical arises, it's mysterious, and we're like, wow, what's that? Oh, cool. Or, oh, I'm feeling it. So for me, a lot of times, it's actually, that's natural because it's something new. And it's also verifying your practice experience. You're practicing, then something non-physical and intangible arises. Oh, the practice is working. That's so cool. Wow, I'm vibrating, or wow, my palms feel hot, or wow, this is moving up and down in my body. All kind of this sensation. Wow, it's pulsing. Oh my God, my third eye is vibrating, or all kinds of these experience. But actually, you went into thinking mind, and you left the embrace of the Dantian. So actually, the chi energy was evolving. You stopped it. But that's a natural because it's fascinating. And you have enough feelings or experiences, you're like, oh, whatever. It becomes a not important. Yeah. But that's generally for Taoist practice, the instruction is always ignore it, ignore it, ignore it. Yeah. But when you have a living teacher too, you sometimes, oh, teacher, I experienced this. So the teacher say, oh, that's good. Now practice like this. Maybe they give you a different instruction of concentration. So sometimes when you don't have anything, and then an experience arises, it's actually a sign of a transformation. And then it's like, oh, that's good. Okay, now do like this. And you a little adjust or change the practice method. Because lineage tradition, they have a record of everything. Like, these are the general stages of experience, or this experience means this meridian is opening, or this experience means you need to change the concentration to this energy center, or they have these kind of guidelines because they had hundreds of past practitioners. And so but it's very general and it's different for each person. And so like that. So yeah. And I think it's important too, is we can get serious with practice, or we get lofty minded, like spiritual or like this. So it's always important too, we come down and be grounded and just have fun, like when we practice, because sometimes you'll have no experience or no feeling, and then you can think, oh, I'm doing my practice wrong. Or, oh, I lost it. You want to get back to that feeling of density or vibration. But actually just the chi energy changed. sometimes it becomes quiet and still. And so that's no matter the quality of your practice, try to have lightheartedness and fun, and you keep practicing. You don't give up the practice. I think that's the most important thing is perseverance. And even if your practice one day is just 10 minutes, let that be enough. And don't ever judge your practice. And you just continue 1 year after another. And then transformation and change comes, and it becomes very deep and profound, naturally. Okay, good session.